From a shell-shocked Westminster, David Cameron's premiership has ended after Remain lost the referendum.
Years in the making, 3 and a bit. Pages, 110. Explanatory notes, 636. Economic impact? Priceless?
Well, not really priceless, more just completely unpriced, because there has been no official economic analysis of this document. Thousands upon thousands of words of legislation of huge importance to the nation. But what does it all actually mean?
We've left the line-by-line analysis for the MPs, but here's a look at some of the main elements. Northern Ireland has made for some of the trickiest complications, yet according to this constitutional expert, the Withdrawal Agreement Bill is surprisingly light on detail.
The agreement they've agreed with the EU, although it has some detail in there about customs relationships between Northern Ireland, the EU and Great Britain, there's still a lot in terms of how it's all going to actually work on the ground that we don't know, and the Withdrawal Agreement Bill doesn't really give us any more information.
What about the rights of UK workers?
This is one of the most contentious issues for the few Labour MPs in there who vote for this deal. They say it's imperative for them that workers' rights currently protected under EU laws will still be protected post-Brexit.
The government has said that if it's going to bring forward legislation which might impact on the rights that workers have enjoyed while the UK was a member state, then they're going to make a statement to Parliament telling them that. But there isn't a way for MPs to actually prevent the government moving forward with that legislation if it does remove some of those rights.
So no actual cast iron guarantees then?
There aren't guarantees in this bill, and I think that is what we're going to see is probably amendments from Labour, the Labour front bench, trying to shore up those assurances.
The money and the timing.
According to the House of Commons Library, the new divorce bill is likely to be around £33 billion. At that money, the UK leaves the EU on October 31st, and a new trade deal needs to be negotiated by the end of 2020. But what if a new deal isn't negotiated by the end of 2020?
Well, if we haven't got a deal, then we will leave the EU without a deal. Within the withdrawal...
So no deal Brexit is still on the table?
No deal Brexit is still on the table until we've negotiated a future relationship. Now, there is a part of the withdrawal agreement where the government can ask for an extension to the transition period for up to 2 years by next July. What MPs are quite concerned by is that there is no way at the moment for Parliament to instruct the government to ask for an extension to the transition period.
So if they don't want to, they don't have to?
Exactly.
So will we be better or worse off? Well, the government isn't publishing any analysis, but his think tank is. Not only do they think the nation could be up to 7% worse off over the next decade, this deal could also be worse economically than the deal Theresa May struck.
Are we going to be better off than we would have been under Theresa May's deal?
No, because this implies a looser relationship with the European Union than Theresa May's deal did. And the looser that relationship, the harder it is to trade, and the harder it is to trade, the more negative repercussions on the economy. But we should bear in mind, though, Brexit isn't all about economics. For some people, it's about sovereignty, it's about taking back control, and in that sense, this is a preferable Brexit deal to Theresa May because there are fewer EU rules and we're not part of any customs arrangement.
So for some, possibly a preferable deal to Theresa May's, but ultimately, will its fate be any different?